This is the new Citroen C5 X. And it's quite hard to explain what it actually is, because it sits high up like a crossover, but it's got the silhouette of a shooting brake. And this long bonnet looks like it's come straight from a luxury saloon. It's unlike anything on sale today, and that's exactly what you'd expect from Citroen. And today we're going to see if the company's onto a winner with its crossover SUV estate thing. But before we start picking the C5 X apart, remember to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more awesome videos just like this one. Wow, where to start with the C5 X's design? Let's kick things off with the X headlights. So we've seen these on the new Citroen C4, now they're on the C5 X, and I think we'll see it through the rest of the Citroen range, but it just looks fantastic and, dare I say, gives the car some aggression on the road. Anyway, really, really clean look, and adding to that, you've got these creases in the bonnet, which I'm not entirely sure if they have any aerodynamic effect, but they definitely make the car look a bit more muscly. And contrasting with that muscly look is this plastic cladding around the outside of the bodywork. So that's there basically if you want to take your C5 X soft roading. It is a crossover after all. Moving further back, gloss black roof, again, does a really good job of disguising the car's proportions. This is already quite a sleek looking car, but the black roof just adds to that. On this car, it's one of the top of the range models, so we've got these kind of chrome little kind of strakes coming down the side here, which makes it look very sporty. But the sportiest element of them all are these wings. We've got a wing up here that actually feeds air both above and below it, and apparently this does generate some aerodynamic benefit. This one though, probably is just there to make it look a bit cooler. Citroen always majors on comfort, but it's taking things to the next level on the C5 X, and that's because it debuts the company's new advanced comfort suspension system, which comes with 3 different modes to, get this, adjust the softness of the progressive hydraulic cushions, which is basically its fancy term for a 2-stage damper. So instead of having a firm bump stop like you get in most cars, there's a second damper to basically make bumps and stuff in the road just a little bit more comfortable. Now, it's also an active system too, so it can scan the road and adjust the suspension depending on if there are any nasty bumps there, so that your ride in your C5 X is pillowy smooth or cushiony smooth. Nothing says comfort like driving in complete silence, and that's exactly what you'll be able to do in the new C5 X, albeit quite briefly. And that's because it's a plug-in hybrid. Now, that's built around a 1.6 litre petrol engine and an electric motor, which delivers 225 horsepower to the front wheels. But of course, the big benefit of being a plug-in hybrid is that you can charge it up and drive it for up to 31 miles on electric energy alone. While it's quirky on the outside, things are a lot more familiar on the inside. And that's not to say that the C5X's cabin is boring, it's still distinctly French, but you're not going to find a quadrilateral steering wheel or pedals that are just pressure pads. What is really different though is the advanced comfort seats, which are made of a material akin to a mattress topper. This car also comes with wood trim on the dashboard and on the doors to give it a loungy feel. What makes me very happy is that there are physical buttons for the climate settings, so that you can change it through the infotainment screen. And speaking of that 12-inch screen, this model actually debuts a new infotainment software, which is not only a lot crisper than what you get on Citroen's current range, but it's actually a lot more responsive as well. You also get a digital instrument cluster, but you can customize it through the infotainment display. So I could click and drag certain elements into the bin and then add other widgets like engine temperature and also battery range for what's left in the battery on our PHEV. And I could also bring up the sat-nav as well. There's a 360-degree camera, which is super handy for parking, plus there are plenty of driver aids to help you keep things on the road. We'll have to wait to actually get this thing out on the road to see how it all comes together. But it seems that Citroen has wanted to make something that feels truly luxurious on the inside. And well, to me, it just feels like I'm in a really posh cafe. So, mission successful? The C5 X is a big car, and the best thing about that is it means you've got so much space in the back. So not only have I got loads of legroom, but headroom is pretty good too. It might get a little bit tight if you're just over 6 foot, but as I'm just under 6 foot, I seem to fit in here absolutely fine. And the best thing of all is you get the advanced comfort seats in the back as well. So even if you're in the back on a long journey, you're going to be able to just fall asleep, really. The C5 X can be spec'd with a powered tailgate, and when you open it up, you get 545 litres of storage space, which is actually a little bit bigger than what you get on a Peugeot 508 SW. Now, what Citroen says is you can lower the seats down and open up 1,640 litres of storage, which it claims is big enough to put a washing machine in. Fortunately, I don't have a washing machine to test that out, so for the moment, we'll have to take their word on it. Now, one thing is worth noting, if you go for the hybrid, boot capacity for both those numbers shrinks by 60 litres. But it's also worth bearing in mind that you actually have no real load lip back here, so actually loading stuff will be really easy. And on this top spec model, you actually get running rails as well. So if you did have a washing machine, it'd be really easy to get it all the way to the back of the car. So the last thing for me to cover is price. Only issue is Citroen hasn't confirmed pricing just yet, but we expect things to start at around about £27,000. And this car here, being the PHEV and one of the top spec ones, it's going to come in between about £35,000 and £40,000. Of course, when pricing is announced, you'll be able to find out about it and all other kinds of car news by heading over to yesauto.co.uk.